Hey guys, SeetherCord here, and welcome to my newest video for today. Last time, we covered the top 5 best furry-centered Nintendo Game Boy games. The Game Boy was one of the most successful and iconic gaming consoles of all time, and also really helped make the handheld gaming market successful. The Game Boy Color continued to the original Game Boy by implementing games to be in full color rather than just black and white. Technically, the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color are grouped together when it comes to sales, so together they both make up the third best-selling gaming console of all time, behind the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS. So with all of that out of the way, let's now move on to the best furry-centered Nintendo Game Boy Color games. For number 5 on this list, we have a puzzle game released by Capcom, and from its original Game Boy Color release has spawned tons of remasters and re-releases on many other platforms for years to come. And this game is entitled Toki Tori. The game follows a young chick, Toki Tori, and his quest to rescue his younger siblings, still in their eggs. To progress through the game, the player must pick up each egg on a level using a set number of tools, with new tools being introduced as the player progresses through the 4 worlds. This usually involves careful planning and creative thinking. This game is very adorable, and also as someone who enjoys some puzzle-solving gameplay in video games as well as platforming, this game is definitely a lot of fun for me. If you are a furry who enjoys this type of gameplay style, then definitely give this game a try. For number 4, we have ourselves a game with a very colorful protagonist before he became that colorful. Even though we're covering a game on the Game Boy Color, oh, forget me trying to be clever, oh my god. Anyways, our game is Conkers Pocket Tales by Rare. Now the interesting thing about this game is that this was released before Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Nintendo 64, in which there is a lot of very adult themes and cursing. But in this game, there is absolutely none of that. So it's kind of interesting to see this squirrel video game character that is mostly known for being very adult actually be child-friendly for once. The game follows the story of Conker the Squirrel as he retrieves his stolen birthday presents and rescues his girlfriend Barry, who has been kidnapped by the evil Acorn. The game is played from a top-down perspective, with Conker exploring large environments in an attempt to find all his stolen presents. By collecting a certain number of presents in each area and defeating a boss, players unlock access to the next one. This game, in my opinion, isn't all that special, but it's good nonetheless. Definitely give this game a shot if you can. For number 3 on this list, we actually have 2 games that I've grouped together, and these are 2 spin-off Pokemon games for the Game Boy Color. And these 2 games are Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Trading Card Game. To start off with Pokemon Pinball, this is obviously a pinball game with Pokemon characters involved. And I would say that it's overall pretty fun, and its cute chibi 8-bit art style they use for the game is pretty adorable as well. Another interesting thing about this game is that this game doesn't come in a regular game cartridge. It comes as a rumble cart that requires an actual battery.
This is giant, and it's one of the only game cartridges or game packs that requires an additional battery in the actual game to make it vibrate and rumble. Can you feel the extra vibrations? Every time it hits a bumper, it vibrates. There's really no way to film this, so you'll just have to take my word for it. It's vibrating.
For the Pokemon Trading Card video game, it's essentially like playing out regular Pokemon battles in the trading card gameplay style, except through a video game. This one is also pretty fun. Overall, definitely check out both of these games if you are a Pokemon fan with a Game Boy Color who wants a break from the main series Pokemon games within the franchise. For number 2, we have ourselves another version of one of the most well-known Super Nintendo games of all time, and that game is Donkey Kong Country. But this time, however, it's on the Game Boy Color. This basically brings back all of the charm, wit, and awesome gameplay of the original version of the game from the Super Nintendo, and now makes it available to play on the go. Definitely check this game out if you want to experience a handheld version of Donkey Kong Country. And now for number 1 on this list, to wrap it all up, we now have 3 of the most important games for this system. And as with the trend of every handheld Nintendo console, it has to have its main series Pokemon entry. And these games are Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, and Pokemon Crystal. Pokemon Gold and Silver are the official next games within the main series, and immediately follows up after Pokemon Red and Blue. And Pokemon Crystal is an enhanced version of Gold and Silver, but this time around with some brand new features. These games all bring in 100 brand new Pokemon, a new region to explore, and overall another very well received game from Pokemon and all around Nintendo fans. And the legacy of these games continued later on down the line on the Nintendo DS with the remakes of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Definitely go out of your way and give these games a try if you can. And that pretty much wraps up my list of the top 5 best furry-centered Game Boy Color games. How do you guys feel about my listings? Do you guys agree with my list? Do you guys disagree? Do you have any games that are furry-centered from the Game Boy Color that I missed out on? Let me know down in the comments section down below. If you enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to me on Patreon as well as my coffee. Also, please consider smashing that like button, turn on the notification bell, and subscribing all together. Also, please make sure to check out my gaming channel, SeetherCord Games, and my other no commentary gaming channel, SeetherChills, all linked down in the description down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.